they have different styles. You know, Jim prepares more than Jeff, but Jeff's just a natural. Like Jeff just and he's there. So you know, we spent a lot more time with Jim early on talking about it. He wants to think about it more, whereas Jeff just shows up and does it. And what they do for each other is they love each other, Jim and Jeff, because the way they push each other, it makes them each better, and they know that.
We have complete faith in Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, but the trick is, I think, is to surround them with other actors who are real good, who are going to make the story work, like Kathleen Turner, like Rob Riggle, you know, and the rest of the supporting cast. The young girl who played Penny, Rachel Melvin. I just thought she was terrific.
She was wonderful. I mean, she was. I love the part in which she says the phone, you know, the 4 digits.
Yeah.
1111.
Yeah.
No, there are a lot of moments that are very funny. And when it comes to, like, you know, they say that films now are not enough. You need to create an event. So do you think that Dumb and Dumber, well, it's a franchise, but it's also like an event movie, right? Or it's part of the culture?
I hope so.
We'll see in a couple of weeks, you know, when it comes out. But I hope people go, you know, everyone goes out and has as much fun as we've had making it, and I think they will. But it's not like what we call a tentpole movie. You know, it's not something that the studio spent a whole lot of money on. It's just, you know, I think we got lightning in a bottle.
So you guys can do good movies with not too much money?
No, we don't have big budgets because we don't have a lot of special effects. And so our movies are all relatively, you know, they're in the 30s, you know, that's a cheap movie today, you know. So, yeah, we don't need a lot of dough to make it. But 30 mil, that's still a lot of money, but it's not what others spend.
Do you think the sense of comedy have changed in the last 20 years, or
yes and no. I mean,
comedy's always, you know, definitely
evolved.
Always changing. And the rest of the movies that have happened in the 20 years, I mean, there's been all sorts of different kinds of comedies. But there's something about these two guys, Harry and Lloyd, that it feels a little timeless. It feels like, to me, it feels like it did 20 years ago. Is that like what they're doing is equally funny now as it was then.
From all your films, which one do you consider a turning point? And why?
Well, Dumb and Dumber got our foot in the door. It was our first movie, but probably the movie we made, There's Something About Mary, was sort of a turning point for us because we went into a different territory. We made it was much more distinctly a romantic comedy, and it was a romantic comedy for adults. It was R-rated comedy here in the States, and you know, I think in that one we did probably break some boundaries that hadn't been broken before, but we also had a lot of fun making it, and I don't know, I think that it was just more of a defining movie for us.
And what's the biggest satisfaction that you get from doing junkets? No, I'm kidding. From making movies.
Well, telling a story. You know, we like telling a story, and we, you know, entertaining people. That's it. But the whole process is enjoyable, really. My favorite part of it is writing. That's the hardest part by far. But it's my favorite part because that's where I feel we separate ourselves from other people. When we write, and it's just satisfying to entertain.
What's super satisfying too is when you hear somebody quote something from your movie, just in everyday life, and they do so much from the original Dumb and Dumber. They'll say, "So you're telling me there's a chance," or these expressions that came out of the movie, and you just kind of hear people on the street or on TV saying it. And to me, that's super satisfying.
Great, thank you very much.
Nice.
Nice
Are you going back to Paris?
Take care. No, I live here.
Yeah, you're not going back soon?